small boat easily glides over the waters of the 𝙬𝙧. At the helm is 𝙬𝙚, a handsome young man who politely shouts orders to his inexperienced crew. Behind him sits a monk, meditating and ignoring all responsibilities. On the deck are 𝙬𝙧, a small but hearty old woman, and Alika, a sober and scarred man, both pulling up the sail. At the bow is Barrik, covered in full packs and cautiously watching the water for rocks as the boat pulls closer to the giant stone wharf of Brightport. So that's all of you guys on the boat. One of the last orders that 𝙬𝙚 is going to give you guys is that it feels like the boat is taking on water, and someone should probably go check.
I'll check it out.
And the sails are tied down now, so everyone can go check if they want. So beneath the deck, you guys are taking on water, and a lot of it.
Oh.
It is starting to get really high down there.
Alika, 𝙬𝙧, get the buckets.
I'm rushing around the corner with as many buckets as I can find.
Coming.
So how do we do this? Like a bucket train? We all just grab something, run up. How do we do this, Barrik?
I'll find where the leak is. You start taking out the water.
Okay, so you guys are going to start draining with buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to jump into the water, trying to find where this leak is.
Alright, can I get a investigation check from you while the other two roll?
Roll for bucket.
You don't have to roll for bucket. No, you're proficient with buckets, both of you.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
I got a 13.
13. That is enough to find one small hole. I'm going to need another roll to see if you can plug it.
Alright. I tried inserting one finger, but I rolled a 2. Doesn't seem to be plugging the hole.
No, the hole is still pouring out water. You put your finger in, and the water just sprays around it right into your face.
Alright. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a bedroll and shove it in to try to just temporarily close it off.
Okay, I'll get another...
A 5.
Oh, it just gets your bedroll wetter than it already was from you swimming down here.
Damn.
And yeah, the boat continues to leak. You guys are bailing, but it is filling faster than you can bail.
I'm going to join him down. I'm going to start swimming too.
You want to start looking for leaks?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to roll? See if you can find any?
9.
9? You don't find any holes down there. It's so full of water that if it was a hole, it would just be a slight little current coming in. Really hard to see, and you don't.
I'll come back down the stairs with my buckets. Be like, how's it going down here?
Not well. How close are we to shore?
You guys are very close.
Poke my head out.
But you guys are sinking down, and it looks like at the rate you're going, you will go underwater a little before you would have reached the port. So you're not in danger of being lost at sea, but you're definitely in danger of losing the boat.
Okay. Alika,
Yes, Barrik?
ask 𝙬𝙚 and the monk if they can swim.
I will go tell 𝙬𝙚 that we cannot find the breach.
Okay, he nods. He can tell by being up top here that the boat is very slanted now.
That's listing.
The monk hears you as well. He wakes from his meditation and he just swan dives off the boat right away. Dolphin waving under the water to shore. Majestic and silent.
Quite like a dolphin. That'd be funny if he was like...
𝙬𝙚 was ready to abandon the helm or whatever the fuck. If you guys have all your stuff and are ready to go.
Yeah, I am ready.
Yeah, I'll make sure not to forget my bedroll.
I will grab my stuff.
I'll take an extra bucket too.
You're just gonna like hook it on top of the fishing.
Where does a helmet?
Just like...
Yeah, for now I'll wear it as a helmet.
Oh my
It's
God.
it's the spot right now that has the most amount of available space. Yeah, I'll make sure that the handle is under my chin, everything. Make sure it's nice and secure for the swimming.
I want you to roll
Bucket check.
charisma.
Oh god. That's a 3.
Alright, the bucket is very big for your head. It keeps falling over your eyes and you have to constantly adjust it backwards. It is an inconvenience, but you can wear it as a helmet.
Excellent.
𝙬𝙚 is going to leave the wheel and jump off the deck behind the monk. I guess a ways behind.
I'd like to stay on the boat for as long as possible and then swim the rest.
I'll meet you guys. at the dock, and I'll just jump in after Callow.
I'll jump in after Leia.
You guys are nice and close. It's not going to be a struggle against the current or anything. You can just swim right to shore. Barrik, the boat is going to, I guess, hover a few more meters, slant to the side, and the deck is going to fully submerge underwater. It is then going to hit the ground, and there's going to be a crow's nest just sticking out of the water with a bit of the sails out as well.
I'll cling to the mast with one arm and then adjust my bucket helmet.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a very short swim. Okay, so everyone makes it to the stone wharf. There is some steps.
There are.
There are some steps that go into the water all the way down, and you guys can just step out and head up.
Once we get onto the pier, we should dry off. I'll start a campfire.
I am fine. You start campfire.
Just on the stone? That's fine.
I know
yeah.
you have many valuables to dry and keep dry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start a small fire and start laying out all my equipment on the pier in an attempt to dry out my plethora of objects.
I'm gonna join Barrik and set up my things. Thank you very much for the fire. Consider it.
You guys can take in your surroundings while you're setting up this fire. Brightport is just an abandoned port. This stone wharf is almost all that's left. There's a bunch of collapsed buildings surrounding on the shoreline. They're all stone, or they were before they crumbled due to the erosion of wind and time. The only building left standing is a wooden shack right at the edge of the dock. As soon as the dock hits the shore, the shack is built right there, kind of in the middle.
While they're warming up, can I go investigate this shack?
Yes, you may. And well, as you're heading down the dock, the monk is already started off past the shack, and he is going out into the country, abandoning you guys.
Is he walking or swimming?
He's walking.
Dolphin swimming.
I'm gonna call out to him. Nice meeting you too.
You don't see even an indication that he heard you, though it is close enough that he for sure did. So you're going up to the shack?
Yes.
It is quite well built, and you can tell quite recently being like in the past few years. Inside it, you can see that it is a little home. There is a stone chimney, a wooden table with a single wooden chair, and a bed.
Any occupants in the bed?
There is no one in here, and a thick layer of dust, implying no one has been here for a long time.
Is there any other like papers or books, anything around that I could like see what had been read most recently?
You can see a basket under the bed, and there is a plate on the table, and some pans and pots around the hearth, but that's about it.
Illiterate.
There's nothing in that basket. It's just that's what it was.
There is. You pull out the basket from under the bed.
Okay.
Inside there is a note and a small pouch with 9 silver inside.
I will take the whole basket and caboodle back to the campfire
Okay.
and share this
The bounty.
and bounty with my comrades.
Okay, so you're gonna make it back to the fire that has been built on the dock. All the stuff is pretty much dried out.
I'm in the process of drying my pants and shirt. I'm just in my small clothes.
Okay.
I'm covering my eyes. Maidenly.
So you're gonna read off the note to everybody?
Yes. I will approach and be like, look what I found, and toss the coins at Barrik and give the note a read aloud.
Okay, the note reads, "The waters no longer have purpose, and neither do I. I'm going to spend my last days on the water. Signed, Thresh." So
What, he just went to commit suicide all alone on the
Or he
water?
took a boat and was like, I'm gonna stay at sea for the rest of my life.
And yeah, that is the contents of the basket from the shack. And all your stuff, I would say, is about dry by now.
Thank you very much for the fire, Barrik. It was good thinking. I'm going to go and say thank you to Callow for his excellent boatsmanship.
He sunk the ship, though.
He saved our lives.
Alright, well, Callow is just a little ways down the dock, taking it all in.
Well, thank you for taking us this far, Callow. Where are you headed now?
Oh, it's no problem at all. I'm headed to the Outpost, I guess. First off, should be just down this road here, according to my map.
Oh, you have a map?
Sure do.
Where'd you get that?
Do I hear about this map?
No, you guys are still at the fire.
I am warming my butt.
He got the map. He doesn't remember. I was just looking through all my papers and I saw it. Turned out that's where we were headed, so now I've got a good little handy guide. It doesn't have any names of the places here, but I've written in the ones that I do know based on what they told me back in 𝙬𝙬 Harbor.
What a clever young man.
I would impatiently grind my spear into the dirt and say, Barrik, put your clothes back on. You've dried off enough.
I suppose.
I'm going to invite 𝙬𝙬 to the fire while it's still on.
𝙬𝙬's ready to go. He's waiting for you guys to snuff out the fire.
Why does he care?
He doesn't care that bad, but he thought you guys wanted to come with, so he was waiting.
Yeah, we'll come with.
Yeah, okay.
We don't know anything much about these lands.
I know that this road's going to take us right to the outpost there, if y'all want to come with me.
The outpost, you say? Are there other people there?
I don't rightly know, but I know that's where all the people in 𝙬𝙬 Harbor were going to be headed when they got here.
I have reason to go there.
And I'll follow you, Barrik.
I've heard of ruins in the old province.
Yeah, on my map here it says there's a bunch of different little ruins all over the place. Where we landed right now looks a lot like a ruin too.
All right. I guess I'll go to the outpost too.
Y'all are all ready to go?
I'm ready.
Nowhere else to
As
go.
I zip up my pants.
You guys can see that this shack was built right in the middle of the road. So there's the wharf that led directly into the main road. And the guy just decided to build the shack because it was a nice flat stone area and the road isn't in use anymore. So he just built it right there. So behind the shack is a overgrown old road that you guys can easily follow way out into the distance, heading pretty much straight north.
Let's take this old road to the outpost.
We're on our way.
Mm-hmm.
So the road eventually starts to curve around a huge desert valley with grassland hills going down on the east side and the big desert valley on the west. In some places the sand has eaten away at the road. It's like moved in a little bit and washed away some of the road into the valley. At one point there is a giant stone pillar sticking out at the edge of the road, kind of curving off as the sand pulls away at the stone bricks that the road is made of. And at the top of that stone pillar it says 𝙬𝙬. The pillar is pointing west into the desert where all of the bricks are falling into the valley.
A pillar pointing west into the desert with the name 𝙬𝙬 on it.
𝙬𝙬 looks at his map. He sees that there's a town without the name written down, and so he quickly scribbles 𝙬𝙬 over it. Looks like there's a village out that way, but the outpost is still ahead. Don't know if any of you guys want to be investigating the land a little better, but I say we continue straight on.
We'll have plenty of time to investigate the area.
Lead the way, 𝙬𝙬.
I just nod my head.
The road starts to curve a little more east, deeper into the grassland, leaving the desert valley behind. After walking a ways further on the main road, there's another giant stone pillar, this one sticking straight up, not being compromised by any sand. It has a sign pointing east, and on that sign it says 𝙬𝙬 Citadel.
Do you know anything of this pillar, 𝙬𝙬?
𝙬𝙬 pulls out his map again, sees that there is a giant citadel picture right at the end of where this detour leads, and he writes down 𝙬𝙬 Citadel underneath it. And he restates that it looks like there's a citadel that way, but the outpost still lies north, and that's where he thinks y'all should go.
I've heard about this citadel. I've heard it's quite dangerous, but full of treasure. We should take a look at it sometime.
Sounds right up our alley, Barrik, but I'd rather get our bearings first before we go diving into unknown ruins for unknown amounts of treasure.
You never know what you might find, though. That's how I found you.
Good point.
What say you, Leah?
I would like to find a place to rest and eat before the night. I say we carry on to the outpost with 𝙬𝙬.
I
To
agree
the
with
outpost.
So you guys are going to continue north up the road. It starts to curve west again, and it gets kind of close to the desert again. What is everyone's passive perception?
Mine is 15.
9.
13.
13? Okay, you both will see this then. As you're walking past the desert, there are two large spires of like stone cliff that are really thin and pointy, sticking out of the desert. And there is a glint of bright light about halfway up the right spire.
I stop immediately and start walking towards it.
You just abandon the road and start heading into the desert. No word to anyone else?
My curiosity is getting the better of me.
I probably don't even notice him turn off and leave.
Callow, what is this place?
Cowlo will look at the map and see that it looks like a spire on the map, I guess. Just 2 spikes.
I'm gonna walk up and ask, what are you ogling at? Where's Barrik going?
There's some kind of glint on that spire.
What spire? I'm gonna put my hand over my eyes and peer as hard as I can.
Well, let's get a perception roll from the 9.
10.
And you try as you might, you do not see the glint that they're talking about, but you're just gonna have to trust that it's there.
I'm gonna nod like I know it's there and be like, yes, I see a mysterious structure.
Callow's gonna try and see if he can spot it. He does not see it either. And Callow's kind of suspicious that there's even anything there, or if you guys are just messing with him.
Callow, do you mind if we break for a moment?
Yup, I'm in no rush.
Thank
I'll
you.
come with you guys if you want. Down for an adventure?
Thank you. Barrik, wait!
I'll slow down a bit, but I'm still mesmerized by this mysterious structure, and especially the glint. The glint is the main thing that I'm just following right there.
But it sparkled!
It's so shiny.
I'll follow too.
So you guys are all gonna strike off of the road and head into the desert.
Yeah, nothing bad happens when you go off-road, right guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as you start to get closer to the spires, you start to see small carcasses, not huge animals, nothing your size, like
Lizards and things. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
just littering the ground.
All right. I stopped to see if there's any sort of signs that anything has been around recently. Anything that seems to have disturbed the sand and whatnot.
Investigation, I guess.
7.
Something's obviously been killing these things, but you don't know what, you don't know how. No footprints or anything like that.
Can I scan the horizon to see if I see anything moving, any creatures?
Sure. Perception roll.
15.
You see nothing. Just looks like a big empty desert valley. You see tons of just dead little critter corpses, but nothing moving.
They're all kind of collected in this area? They're not...
All around the spire, you can see that they...
Oh, we're already at the spire,
Yeah,
okay.
You're not at the spire, you're a little ways out, but there's a perimeter around the spire filled with tiny little white bones. What weapons does each of you have?
Crossbow and dagger?
A spear and shield.
I have a short bow and short sword.
I also have a long sword and 4 javelins.
It fails, but a bird, a rather large bird, swoops down at Barrick's belt and tries to snatch at his short sword, misses, and soars back up into the sky.
It tried to take my shit. I want to shoot at it with my bow.
Alright, go for it.
That fucker!
Don't touch my backpack! I got a 10.
That is its AC, so you
Yes.
hit it. You nick it in its wing.
4 damage.
As you hit it, another one is going to swipe down at Leah.
No!
Oh, and it is going to rip that dagger off your belt
No!
and soar up into the sky.
Can I throw something at it?
You may try.
Is it within 40 feet?
Yep.
I am going to throw a javelin at the bird.
Go for it.
21.
You hit.
7 damage.
Hey, you hit it square. The javelin falls back to the dirt. It doesn't stick in it because it's just a tiny bird.
It's more like a slice than a going through.
Yeah, you cut it across its drumstick.
What kind of birds are they? Can I see from here?
Yeah, you can see that they are vultures.
Oh.
Too ugly for you?
I have animal handling with domestic animals. Vultures aren't domestic
I don't
animals.
think there's any birds, unless it was like a parrot. Maybe.
Well, they're like hawks. And owls
Yeah,
and
oh yeah,
stuff
if it was a
that can-
trained hawk, yeah.
That glint off on the distance. If they're going for equipment, they might have magpie-like instincts.
Or that's their nest.
That's what I think.
I think that's what he was...
Oh, that is? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like that they were going after whatever was on it. Okay.
I think what you're both trying to say is that they're stealing things off of corpses and taking them to their nest halfway up these weird spires that are totally in that direction, and I'm going to point in the completely wrong direction because I don't know where they are.
You point at the wrong spire. There's 2 options, 50-50 shot, and you missed it. Alright, so you guys want to continue to the spire?
I want to know what's in that nest.
Keep a tighter hold on our crap until we get there.
I'd like my dagger back. I'm going to hold on to my crossbow. Grab it from off my back and carry it.
Yeah.
I'll sprint over to my javelin and grab that too, of course.
I'll have an arrow at the ready so that if any more show up, I'll try to shoot them before they get to us.
Yeah, when you guys make it almost to the base of the spire, one of them is going to show up again. He is going to be swooping down on Alika, and he is going to talon you.
Oh shit.
Oh, they're starting to defend the nest.
Maybe they're babies. Cute babies.
6 damage. He just rakes his talons across your back and flies up and away.
I want to shoot at it.
Yeah, you can shoot at it.
Natural 20 for 13 damage.
Can I also make a reaction attack against it?
Yes, you may.
17.
This thing is very dead.
4 damage.
Oh yeah, you slice it across its back. It is not quite dead, but it loses a bunch of feathers to those 2 attacks. It is now flying very wonky as it tries to gain some height to make it back up the spire.
How far would it be?
It's flying 60 feet a turn, so probably around 40 feet.
Is it within 120?
Yep.
Can I throw a javelin at it at disadvantage? My range is 40 regular, 120 disadvantage.
Yeah, you can throw it. And do you want to try hitting it either?
I don't want anyone to hurt it.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna voice that or just?
Yeah, just please don't hurt it anymore.
I'll pause in the wind-up phase and then just kind of...
That pause is all it needed.
Go
It
back
flies
to ease.
further away out of your range and up the spire.
My back's probably just slick with blood, but I'll just ignore it. Alright, who brought climbing gear?
Well, we all have rope, but what's your HP at there, Alika? I have cure wounds, but I'm wondering if whether I should keep it for later or do it now.
Don't worry about me, Leia. I'm fine. It's but a flesh wound.
We'll at least wipe up the blood. Make sure it doesn't get infected or anything.
Okay, so you guys want to try climbing?
Okay, so how large is this spire from end to end?
What's Callow doing this whole time?
𝙬𝙚 did not get attacked. He didn't get his weapon swiped, and he doesn't own any ranged equipment. So he has his hand on the hilt of his blade, but there's been nothing he could really do when anyone was attacked.
He's a shady adventurer. No ranged weapons. Alright, so yes, how wide is this spire from end to end roughly?
Like 25-foot radius. It gets skinnier as it goes up. It doesn't look very hard to climb.
Are there handholds and things, like the weathered stone, or is it smooth?
It is pretty smooth, but no, I guess there would be handholds, yeah, that you can climb up or try to.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it, Barrik.
4 people, each on one side. We have the rope tied around the spire.
So you tie the rope around the spire, and then how do you get up?
Oh, I think I see.
And
what
then
you're saying.
essentially
As we
walk
get
up
higher-
the spire
With the rope
with the rope around all 4 of us in like a circle as we walk up the spire.
If we tied some clever knots, we could tighten them as we go higher, so that if we fall, we only fall so far because it gets skinnier the higher up it is.
Unless anyone's good at climbing. I'm pretty decent.
I'm pretty good at climbing. How about you, Leia?
I don't think I'm good at all.
How tall is the spire, roughly?
Couple 100 feet. The glint was not at the very top, though. It was
Okay.
maybe 100 feet up.
I'm confident I could make it.
I want us to go back to the outpost.
But we're so close to the nest.
But they're still going to be
And
able
they
to...
still
they're gonna
have
be
your dagger.
I can buy another one if I need it.
Well, Barrik, what do you say? I'm game to climb if you are.
I'm climbing the spire.
Okay, then I suppose I'll help.
So here's my new plan. I have a grappling hook. How much rope do you have?
50 feet.
We'll tie the rope together. We
Okay.
climb up, set the grappling hook once we're at the nest. We can just slide our way down.
Do you want me to shoot it with my crossbow? Shoot
Is
the
that a
rope
thing
up?
you can do? That's cool.
Can't you like tie the rope around
I
and
want-
shoot the crossbow?
With the hook, though,
Maybe not with the hook, but with an arrow. Would the arrow be lodged in well enough?
into the stone, I don't think so. Having to
Okay.
travel that high up, it would lose all of its power. If you can attach the hook to a bolt with enough skill, I'll allow you to shoot the hook up. But I'm going to need someone to roll a flat woodworking skill to see how well you can attach the hook to a bolt.
I like this idea. I'm rolling 11.
It does not look like it'll fly very far. She can try shooting it.
Let's try it.
Let's
20
get
plus the
an
3.
attack roll, yeah, with the crossbow.
Are you shitting me? An attack roll? It's 12.
12? Okay, it flies up about 30 feet, and the hook does wedge itself in, but that's about a third of the way.
I'll grab the rope and just give it a tug or two to make sure it'll hold my weight.
Yep.
Guess I'll get started, and I'll just hand over hand and walk it up. And then when I get to the 30 feet, find a handhold and just try to continue on freehand.
Well, as you're going at about 70 feet, there's going to be a gust of wind. It's going to try and knock you off.
Oh boy.
Let's get athletics to see how that grip strength is.
9.
So it blows you not off of the spire, but it ruins your grip. You can't get your other arm up to another spot that'll hold you.
Okay.
And you can't get your feet into any good footholds. And you're going to need some help from someone else if you want to...
I'm going to adjust the bucket helmet I'm wearing, make sure so I can see him. Alika, are you alright up there?
Yep, everything is fine. Nothing is wrong up here.
It's okay if you give up. I'm sure your clan wouldn't mind.
Can I grab the grappling hook and try to just punch it into the stone?
Yeah, I'll get a strength roll for that.
That's a 1.
Natural 1.
Oh wait, you drop the grappling hook. It tinks down the spire and lands in the sand.
You even gave up on the grappling hook.
Can anyone tell at this point that he is struggling up there since he's not going to admit it to anyone?
I think that he's just trying to show off.
Even as the grappling hook falls into the sand, he's just showing that he doesn't need a grappling hook to climb.
He's just showing just how badass he truly is.
What about you?
Isn't there an arrow still that I shot up there?
The bolt with the hook on it is what he took and now just dropped.
Can I shoot him another one?
Yeah, you can try and shoot the same one again.
23, not 20.
Natural 20? Okay. She shoots the grappling hook. It sails up 70 feet and hooks in right next to you, right where it needed to land for you to reach it.
That is amazing. I'm going to not too quickly grab the shaft of the arrow, and
as you're stalling to pretend that you're cool, your hand slips, and I'm gonna need a roll to see if you can grab the thing.
Yeah, that's a 5.
Well, you're not gonna fall all the way down. Your hand was inches from a rope, but you're gonna lose about 30 feet and get a nice rope burn on your hand as you catch on and slide down. That's gonna be 2 rope damage to your hands. Yeah.
Oh no.
Alright, now that I actually saw him have rope burns slide down. Alika, do we need to trade off?
No, I'm sticking to this. I've already come this far. I'm doing it.
Under flaws, put proud.
Oh, it's already there.
I'm only slightly enabling him.
Let's give this another go. I am going to blow on my hands.
You can easily climb the 30 feet to get back to where you were, but then there are 20 feet of free climb, and you now have bad rope burns on your hands. That's going to be disadvantage on the climb check.
Ouch.
I'm going to try something intelligent this time. I'm going to unhook the grappling hook and the rope, give it 20 feet of leave, start spinning it around, and throw it up as high as I can.
When you said something smart, I thought you were going to head down and let someone else handle. But let's get I'll get an attack roll. No proficiency, but your dex.
It's a 20.
Yeah, it hooks in 20 feet up, right about at the level that you didn't see the glint, but that you were told and gestured to that the glint was
Vaguely.
around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can just climb the rope, no problem.
Yep, you climb. It hurts, but
That's fine. No one's up here to see my tears. Tears of pain and tears of joy.
so you're climbing up there, and you can see that your hook landed on a big ledge in the spire, where the spire continuing up is quite a bit thinner, and there's a big cliff area, and you pull up, and you can see a large nest made of blades. So there's a lot of sharp edges. There's some like the handles of axes and warhammers. 3 bird eggs nestled in it, as well as a giant vulture guarding it with her wings, staring right at you as you peek your head over. Not in range to attack you, but lets out a nice squawk to let you know that she sees you right there.
I'm gonna do something else smart. I'm gonna get on the rope and just let myself down. I'm not gonna slide down because my hands are already fucked.
While you're on your way down, the daddy vulture is going to swoop not at you, but at 𝙬𝙬, as everyone is staring up. It does not work on 𝙬𝙬's longsword. It is not ripped from his sheath. It gets away too good for him to react.
I want to yell at it and swing at it with my bucket.
Swing at it with your bucket. You're gonna have to throw the bucket if you want to reach it.
Works for me. 19.
You're gonna hit it.
7 damage.
Wow, yeah. Alright, you ding it in its neck with the bucket, and you hear a crick, and it falls from the air and into a pile on the ground.
What the hell is this bucket made of?
I'm gonna run to the vulture and see if it's okay.
The vulture is not okay. It is dead.
Oh. Okay, I give it some, last rites.
Alright.
Fuck, 7?
I would go to retrieve my bucket.
With a bucket?
So then I put it back on my head.
Am I at the bottom yet?
Yep, you're at the bottom now.
Okay, so I got to the top, and there is a big vulture up there, just like that one, which is dead now. What happened here? But it has 3 eggs and a nest of swords and pointy things, and it did not look very happy with me.
I'm going to look at the dead bird, take the bucket off my head. There's 3 eggs, right?
You want me to go get the eggs for you?
We haven't eaten yet today.
That's a good point. We haven't eaten yet today.
Can we please just go? Can we go back to the outpost, please?
𝙬𝙬 is also hungry. He volunteers to take the bucket up if no one else wants to.
I hand him my bucket.
I say we go together.
2 people on the rope.
You're looking a little battered there, bud.
Yeah, I'm gonna cure his wounds.
Alika is fully healed, but 𝙬𝙬 is already climbing up with the bucket in his mouth.
He's a real go-getter.
He scurries up, and you see him peek over the ledge the same as you did. Then he starts to climb back down as you did. And when he gets to the bottom,
I'll just give him a knowing nod.
yeah, I didn't think she'd be that big there. Maybe there'll be food at the outpost.
Think how big those omelets would be, Barrik.
I'll grab the helmet, or the bucket, put it on my head as a helmet. You'd better be buying the eggs. And then I move to recover the grappling hook.
I just imagine him so pouty.
Yeah, it dislodges and falls into the sand. You can collect it and separate it from the bolt. Return that to Leah.
Head straight back to the road, onwards to Outpost.
And you're down a dagger now, too.
Yep. No dag.
We will regroup to fight another day then. To the outpost.
Yeah, so where you guys are on the road now, you can see the outpost because it is up a very large incline. Desert side is a nice stone cliff, and the grassland side is just a hill that rolls down. There are stones in the road that start to form steps, and the trek is going to be a little more difficult, but you guys make the climb and end up at the gates to the 𝙬𝙬 outpost.
𝙬𝙬, what's bringing you to this outpost?
Oh, I just thought it would be a spot that there'd maybe be people around, and I'm kind of like being around people, you know? Makes me feel safe before I go out on big adventures.
That's so nice.
You have a big heart, 𝙬𝙬.
What of you, Leah?
Why come to the outpost?
Mm-hmm.
I want to sleep and eat. And maybe buy a new dagger now.
Well, I'm sure that silver we found can pay for some of it at least.
Oh, that's kind of you to offer.
Well, you guys are at the gate now, and approaching the structure, you can see that it is a gatehouse to a bridge that no longer exists. So the cliff that it is next to used to have a bridge that extended across the desert valley. You can see remnants way out in the distance, but any of the bridge has collapsed and been buried by sand. This gatehouse looks like it's in pretty good condition. There is a giant stone archway. Metal barred gate has been lifted. You guys can walk right inside.
It's a grassy land hill with stone steps, and then on the other side it's a cliff that goes down into the desert. There's another bridge over that way. I can see the other end.
You can't see the other end. You can see a midpoint in the bridge that's still standing with a little bit of bridge on top of a pillar, and then you can see the foundation where other bridge supports used to be, but the bridge itself has been collapsed and buried for a long time.
I'd like to dash over to the cliff and peer into the gorge, see if there's anything noticeable, like, say any fallen wagons or anything like that. in the bottom.
It is pretty filled in with sand, so it's not even that deep into the cliff. It's the same valley that you were in where the spires were is connected to this. And where the outpost is isn't very high, but the basin gets gradually deeper. This whole giant structure was like a gatehouse for a giant bridge.
This is the outpost they're talking about?
Yep, it has been repurposed as an outpost since there's no longer a bridge to guard.
Does it seem almost like a giant would have built it for giant-sized giant wagons and their giant wheels to fit inside this giant door?
They're giant bags of
Are
treasure.
the giant iron bars that are pulled up for the portcullis?
Everything does look like it was either built by massive giants or thousands of humans,
Okay.
inhumanly large.
I wish to enter the giant gatehouse.
I want to ask Callow. Callow, where did this bridge used to lead?
He'll pull out his map, trace the bridge, and see, well, it looks like it led over this basin here and into this castle. Castle doesn't have a name, but it's definitely the largest structure on the map here. Looks like it would be deep in the fog wall, though.
Okay, so across where we can see like what the bridge is.
The big giant bridge foundation that's still standing is in the middle of the basin, and then even further across the basin you can see a gate. It must be giant because it's so far away and you can still make it out pretty clearly. And that gate is the only thing of the castle sticking out before the fog wall.
I wasn't anticipating the fog being over here already.
Through the gate, you can see it is a large courtyard, mostly grass. At the center is a statue.
Of what?
You can tell that it was vaguely human at some point.
Yeah, so it's very much up to interpretation. All our heads will tilt to each side.
Well, while you guys are walking up to appraise the statue, you guys can see a little ways behind is a cart with a turtle unpacking in a little shop space.
It's a turtle merchant.
What's
Yeah.
a turtle?
Turtle person. Yeah, it's like a ninja turtle,
They're probably not as cute as you think.
but they still have a shell.
I
So
will
here's the
pay
plan.
you.
You tip him over.
We're going turtle tipping.
Then we're making soup, boys.
Yeah, I'll get the bucket.
Just rip the screaming turtle out of his shell. Ah.
Yeah, he is setting up shop. He hasn't noticed you guys yet, but he seems to be the only person here.
That's unexpected. I thought everybody from the boat. Callow said everyone from the boat would.
Other people from Belwyn Harbor are gonna show up here, but not for another 2 weeks.
And our monk dolphined off.
So right now, the only person here is this turtle merchant.
Okay, well, I want to go see if he has any daggers. Excuse me, mister.
The turtle's gonna turn, a look of shock is gonna slowly appear on his face, and then slowly turn into a smile.
Can I help you set up?
He looks you up and down nice and slow, and he says, "Sure."
Okay, I'd like some direction from him. Please tell me where I can help.
Alright, well, he is unpacking weapons right now. Seems to be pretty much all he has is weapons. And he's going to direct you to stack these short swords on a weapon rack and put all of his best wares on racks in a nice semicircle facing out from the cart face, which inside has the most expensive of his wares kept more secure. And yeah, you help him set up, and he's very grateful for that. Thank you.
Are you expecting a rush of people? Why are you setting up over here when it looks so empty?
I was told there would be people here. I'm usually not the first, so I'm quite excited.
That's
It's
so
better than nothing.
nice. He's usually not the first because he's so slow and he's a turtle. And now he's so excited because he's the first one and he wants... Oh my god. He's so cute.
We're just off observing them.
You're still at the statue?
I am still trying to puzzle out exactly what this statue is
Let's
about.
get a roll for you.
Oh, history.
For history, 14.
It is a historical figure. You can't place a name.
I'm also gonna, because I read giant, check out the base of the statue, see if there's anything written that hopefully isn't as faded as the statue
If
itself.
there were any words, they have long since just turned into flat nubs. It is not very ornate anymore. This place has been blown dry of any meaning that it might have had.
And what's Alika up to?
I was observing the turtle and your interactions.
You were looking to buy a weapon too, you said? A dagger?
Yes.
He's grateful for you helping him set up. He can't afford to just give things away for free. 1 gold is what he'll charge you for a dagger.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Would either of you like to look at my wares?
I'm going to adjust my helmet. Do you have any buckets?
He goes around to the back of the cart and he brings out a very small bucket, smaller than yours by like a quarter.
I'm going to take off my bucket and place the other bucket onto my head. See how it compares in size.
This one is way too small. It sits on top of your head, kind of like one of those monkey hats.
Yeah.
I don't know what to describe.
Is the handle long enough to fit over my chin, though, while doing this? Probably not.
No, it goes under your nose. And yeah, it does. It fits much worse than the other bucket. How about you?
I have enough weapons for now, but you have a fine collection of wares. I assume it's like every weapon you could think of.
Every weapon you could think of and more. You see some weird hooky looking things that you can't put a name to.
Ooh.
Hooky things.
We haven't introduced ourselves.
I'm Leah, and these are some adventurers.
Name's Barrik.
Alika.
I nod.
The turtle acknowledges everyone and says, I am Graham. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too, Graham.
Yeah, he's all you guys can see here right now, but you do hear some shouting, some angry shouting. I guess I should explain the inside more. It is a giant courtyard that's grassy and has lots of space. There's also stairs next to the gate that you came in and across next to the gate opposite it that lead up into a second story area where there are tower posts. There's one in each corner of the main floor and then two up on just the east side.
Are they small compared to the rest of the gatehouse? So
Yeah,
they seem to
they're-
be more built by human hands rather than the giants of...
Yeah, these were definitely added on secondary to the major structure. They'd be like about the size of a single room.
I'm going to head towards the shouting.
Okay, the shouting is up on the northeastern corner.
I'm going to.
I'll join them. Say goodbye to Graham. Give me a moment, please, Graham. We'll investigate.
He's looking up towards the shouting too. And so you guys all ascend the stairs and enter the small tower, and inside is a young man who is angrily kicking at the stone wall. He is not shouting anymore, but he is very much in a huff. And he sees you guys enter, loses some of the anger, greets you firmly but not angrily.
I'm not sure that's how you get through a wall, friend.
I know. I lost something and can't seem to find her.
What did you lose?
My longsword. Can't find her anywhere. Set her down against a wall, I swear I did.
Is it a magic sword? This long sword?
No, but it was me father's.
Long sword. Could you describe the sword?
Oh, it had a beautiful iron hilt, ornate, silvered it was. So you don't see many of those these days.
Would I have seen anything like that in the sword nest?
You can make a roll, see if you can recall.
3.
It was a mass of swords to you.
There's a lot of swords.
Did 𝙬𝙚 join us as well?
Callow stuck by the turtle and he stared up after you guys. He didn't follow up.
Would anybody be looking to take your sword?
Ain't nobody here but that turtle, and I would have seen him coming to snatch it a mile away.
I suppose you would have, yeah.
Don't even know if he knew I was here. He said he was first, but I've been here a couple days now, so...
What do you mean he said he was first? Was he over? Was he listening?
Yeah, when I came down to see him, he turned, saw me, and congratulated me on second place.
I love this turtle.
He's so cute.
Called me a rabbit. I don't know what that was about.
Oh no. He's so bitter from the past.
Do you mind if we call you Rabbit?
I don't mind it, but name's 𝙬𝙧.
𝙬𝙧, angry young man.
He is a young dwarf man. He's pretty tall for a dwarf. Short brown beard. He's got chain armor and a backpack, though it looks deflated and empty.
I'm gonna look at the backpack and say, Pickings mean slim in the area?
Oh, when I left home, the bag was full. Everywhere I go, I seem to lose something else, and now I've lost pretty much everything.
So he's just forgetful.
Some of my things that I don't really care about, I've been missing since the first day I left. The sword is really the only thing I care about most. Really need to find that one.
Sounds like something's been taking your things from you.
That's what I always used to tell my mom, and she would always just tell me, 𝙬𝙧, you're just a clumsy fool. Still don't know which of us was right.
I secretly side with the mom.
Perhaps we could help you find some of your lost belongings if you were to help us find the things we're looking for.
What are you looking for?
Barrik, give him the speech.
I'm looking for someone. My daughter, Elsa. Young woman. My height, short brown hair, deep green eyes, just like her mother's. Have you seen her?
Well, haven't seen any young woman around in a while. Oh, there was an older woman I saw back at the city there. That's the only woman I've seen in a good long while, though.
Thanks.
Till now, that is. And I can't tell what that turtle is down there, so maybe there's two of them here.
You mentioned a city.
Oh, yeah, Amber Hall, down east there.
I heard it fell quite recently.
Yeah, I guess relatively, compared to all the other wrecks we got around here.
If you find any info on Elsa, I'm willing to pay gold or my services for any information.
Yeah, I'll be heading out there often, so if I ever see one, I'll let you know.
It's appreciated.
I have been looking for my clansmen, capable warriors like myself, with this emblem, and I'll show them my shield, somewhere on their person. Have you seen anything like this?
That emblem does look kinda familiar. Maybe someone from one of the towns had one like it. I don't know. All of them are empty now, but when they were filled with people, I'm sure one of them had something like that.
Thank you. I'll be sure to check every town.
Have you heard of any groups of adventurers lately, or in the past, traveling the old province?
Oh, in the past, I heard of many. In the recent times, none at all, nope.
What about 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah, that was a time when there was still groups roaming around. I know there was that one group with the dwarf at the head, and the other was a trio of elves.
Where did they go?
Oh, both those groups, they would have been heading down Greymorn way. That's where most of them all do. There's 𝘎𝙗𝙚 too, but that didn't see a whole lot of people. Can't even get in the main gate there, so it loses popularity after a little while.
Do you know what happened when they went to Greymorn?
Adventurers who go there don't often notify me when they're leaving. They just head off down to Brightport and out. 2 years ago, that's a strain on a man's memory.
It's likely whoever went in there died.
I am thinking you're right, Barrik.
Wouldn't want to jump to conclusions, but if they hadn't exited since 2 years passed, I'd say they were definitely dead.
I'm gonna go take a minute for myself. I'm gonna leave the room and just go downstairs and take a moment on the staircase.
You'll see down there that 𝙬𝙚 is now peeking into each of the corner rooms, seeing if there's anything inside.
I'll say, it was nice to meet you.
We have no idea where his sword is going to be, so we can't help him until we stumble across it.
We'll keep a lookout for the sword.
Thank you kindly. It should be around here somewhere. The last place I remember having it, oh, I don't know. Never mind. I don't remember at all.
I'm gonna ask the turtle a few questions. I'm gonna head down the stairs.
Hey, as you are heading back down to the turtle, to Graham, 𝙬𝙚 comes back without his stuff, and he tells you guys, hey buds, I found a little place in the southwest corner there.
Sounds like we'll be resting here for the night at least.
It's a roof over our heads, I can't complain.
Oh, as we pass down the stairs, I'd like to sit down beside Leah. These 3 elves that he spoke of, were you close?
No, I hardly knew their names.
Well, for what it matters, I hope that they're alive.
Thank you. I hope you find your daughter too.
And I make my way down the stairs.
I'm already at the turtle.
I'd like to say, Graham, can I ask you something?
Sure.
I'm looking for someone. My daughter, a young woman named Elsa.
I remember most of my clients. Years ago, there was a group of young ladies out by the lake there. One of them bought a weapon from me. Don't remember what it was. One of the only young women I've seen in a long, long time.
Could you point me towards this lake?
To the east there, you can almost see it if you stand up top high on one of the towers.
Thank you.
As P runs off, do you make all these weapons yourself, or do you buy or procure them?
The simple ones I can manage, but anything worth more than 10 gold I've had to amass myself.
This weapon that you can't remember what the young lady would have bought, would it by chance have a mark or something on it to show that it was from your store?
If it was one I made, yes it would. It would have the hexagons. These 3 in a row.
And he shows you on a dagger, there's 3 hexagons in a stack. That's his stamp if anyone bought one of his weapons.
Okay, well, that's something to go on. Have you seen any other people like me who have this emblem on their person somewhere?
Ah, yes. I used to deal weapons to that group often, not for a long time.
Whereabouts did you sell these weapons to them?
By the cliffs up north there at the fortress. There was always roving bands going around there. That's where I made most of my business before it all dried up.
Thank you, Graham.
No problem.
I'd like to head out east after we rest. I'll have a lead on my daughter.
I will join you if we go to the Citadel shortly after.
And I if we go to the fortress to the north.
I'd be more than happy to.
As you guys are bickering over whose direction is best, you hear up top, 𝙎𝙧 starts shouting, "Oi!"
What's wrong, 𝙎𝙧?
And you can see he's exited out of the room he was in and gone around to the wall that you can see over. Out in the distance to the northeast, you can see a pillar of black smoke rising. And way down the hill, it looks like one of the villages is burning.
Looks like we'll be making a detour.
𝙎𝙧, do you know if bandits are active in this area or any kind of...
Fog's always bringing us the worst of them. Just something looking to kill and looking in one of the only places that's got any people around these days. I know there's 2 of them out there right now who wouldn't mind a little help probably, if it's as bad as it looks from here.
I was just gonna go back and sleep, but since it sounds like it's gonna be fog critters, then I'll head out if anyone will join me.
Yes.
I was already gonna go.
I'll look to 𝙎𝙧 and ask, do you think you can fight without that sword?
I'll unbuckle my sword and hand it to him. It's a long sword just like he was using before.
It's a bit less ornate.
He stares at it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to abandon my father's sword here. Feel like if I leave here, I'll forget entirely and I'll never be able to find it again. That's what usually happens with all my stuff.
If you're not willing to help other people, I hope I forget about you. 𝙬𝙬, you call yourself a hero, right?
Yes, I do.
Looks like there's some people to save.
Is that what all that oyin was about?
Looks like it. We see fire on the horizon.
I'll go grab my stuff.
I assume I'm a bit taller than he is. I'm gonna get down on his level and I'm gonna look him right in his eye. You don't need your father's blade to be brave. And I'm gonna offer it to him again.
Well, he's kind of annoyed at being called a coward. You don't know those people down there, but I do. I've met them before. I don't think they would do the same for me as you're proposing to do for them. I just told you they could use some saving. That's about as much as I owe them, I think. I'm gonna look for my father's sword, just like you're gonna look for whatever that shield means to you, and we'll call it even.
I appreciate his boundaries.
So you guys are gonna
Get to the burning village and help people.
out the north gate. You'll see a signpost sticking out a little ways down the road, and it says 𝘎𝙧. Descending the sturdy stone steps of the 𝙬𝙧 gatehouse offers an expansive view of the nearby reservoir and the slopes of grassland leading down to the small village of 𝘎𝙧. Above this village rising a cloud of black smoke. And that's where we're gonna end.